it's an honour and a privilege to have this service in Harlow, and I hope you feel at the end of it that you've had the uplifting of the community that we represent and serve. The theme forgiveness and renewal I got because there were three things I got from it. First of all, it's when you do things yourself that you sometimes think you need forgiveness for, and then when you had the renewal of going to someone or a situation that you resolve, you then get that feeling of renewal that burden's been lifted from you. And I think the same thing applies to families, that again, there can be situations in families where forgiveness is needed from somebody in some way. And when that's happened, again, you get that uplifting feeling, and then there's coming into community, because of course we do have situations in neighbourhoods that we need to resolve, and when that's happened, it makes us stronger as a community. That community is part of the town, and that means that Harlow as a town has got a stronger sense of what it is, where it's going, and that its residents, its communities are together. So that's where I got this theme from, and I just wanted to share that quickly with you this morning.
I look back at my school reports recently, and throughout my 13 years of compulsory schooling, they consistently told the same story. Whatever the subject, and whoever the teacher, it was a tale of a pupil who was bright but argumentative. Somebody who found school easy, who could succeed without much effort, but who got bored easily. A disruptive influence, the class clown, who entertained himself by disrespecting his teachers and generally being a nuisance. I spent much of my primary years outside the head teacher's office doors. I was the first child in my year group at secondary school to be slippered, the first to be caned, and the first to find out that when you'd been caned on 3 separate occasions, that didn't necessarily result in the dreaded letter O. My parents despaired at my behaviour at school, but they weren't surprised. I was worse at home. One of my earliest memories was my attempt at making soap. Using plastic Tupperware boxes and stolen powders, creams, perfume and other mysterious ingredients taken from the bathroom cabinet I was not supposed to go into, I made a vile glutinous liquid, which I hid in a cupboard until it set into what was, rather surprisingly, quite a passable block. Buoyed by my success, I then tried making several variations with differing ingredients, many of them, as it turned out, being expensive. The results were mixed, but my efforts had two things in common. My "this is fun, must keep doing it regardless of how much of the expensive ingredients I'm using" attitude, and the awful mess I created while doing it. Later in my life, I celebrated adolescence by gleefully taking up swearing, smoking, and occasionally drinking to excess. But whatever I did, and however awful I was, I knew that eventually my parents would forgive me. I had the security of unconditional love. Don't get me wrong, my parents weren't pushovers. There were consequences. I wasn't allowed to go to Simon Shillitoe's party one Saturday afternoon after a troublesome Saturday morning. My pocket money of 10 pence a week was put up on a tally chart on Sunday night, and a penny was struck off every time I was in trouble. I rarely got to Tuesday before I lost a lot. Not once did I get to Friday with a full 10p. My glittering career as a professional footballer was curtailed when I was asked to stop attending football training. My life as a Bear Grylls rivalling adventurer ended when I was permanently banned from attending the Boy Scouts. Punishments for bad behaviour didn't work, rewards for good behaviour didn't work. But my parents didn't give up, and eventually, around about 32, I grew up, still secure in the love of a stable family. A family who always forgave me in the end, because they cared for me, understood the value of maintaining a relationship with me, and who, with infinite patience and persistence, helped to guide me back to a more sensible path. And it is forgiveness like that has the power to help people grow and find happiness. As a teacher and pastoral lead in a large secondary school, a part of my job was to sort out disputes between children that was causing them to lose focus on academic progress. I once dealt with a fight between two girls that had resulted in scratches and hair being pulled out. Both girls were facing a fixed-term exclusion. Both, when I spoke to them, were still angry, upset, unwilling to accept any criticism, blaming the other for starting it. I wanted to establish the root cause of the fight to stop it happening again. The scratch was in retaliation for the hair. The hair was pulled because of a push. The push happened because of a threat. The threat was made because of some name calling. Names were called because of dirty looks. Back and back I went through a dispute that had started some 4 years previously, while the girls were in primary school. One of their mums had a bitter, acrimonious argument with the other's mum in front of the children. An argument, in truth, about not very much really. Neither parent could step away from the argument. Neither parent could forgive the other. The attitude was shared with children. Neither of them had the emotional maturity to forgive the other one, and a state of hostility had existed for years, making everybody unhappy and spoiling the opportunities that those children had. Sad, isn't it? As a ward councillor, I now see the same all too often when neighbours argue. The issue itself, noise, poor parking, overgrown hedges, becomes lost in tit-for-tat arguments. Neither side backing down, everybody becoming angrier and angrier until resolution is almost impossible and everyone is thoroughly unhappy. So what am I saying? If we, as citizens of this great culturally and ethnically diverse town, can find enough resilience and maturity to overcome the annoying inconveniences that are an inevitable part of living in a society where we have to share space, share resources and share facilities. If we can learn to accept that the other person may well have a point of view that we can at least listen to, even if we don't agree with it. And if we can forgive others for their mistakes, as we all hope and expect to be forgiven for ours, then perhaps we can build stronger friendships with our neighbours, more cohesive communities in our estates and across Harlow. Communities which allow us all to find greater happiness and enjoy the precious time and opportunities that we have available to us.
For praising the Lord with dancing and singing. As it says in Psalm 30, verses 11 and 12, you turned my wailing into dancing, you removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, that my heart may sing your praises, not be silent. Lord my God, I will sing praise forever. Thank you.
The the father welcomes his son. The villagers scoff. Forgiveness, reconciliation that we've heard so much of. Finding new life. Truly mending and deepening relationships. It's a mug's so it is to many. Look away from the Rembrandt to the images we have in our hearts and minds of the up-to-date prodigals. Go to a village in Myanmar, perhaps, where the military have committed genocide against the Rohingya. 900,000 now in refugee camps. 1,000 probably more massacred. Closer to home, those guilty of sexual abuse, who have stolen joy and life from others and have squandered it on themselves. Often not children stealing from their fathers, as in the story, but fathers from their daughters or their sons. What are we to say when we meet their victims, some here today? Or perhaps you have suffered on Twitter, maybe trolled. What do we say to you? In such a place, what is there to say about the God of Rembrandt's picture? Where is justice? How can it be right to forgive? And reconciliation sounds such a soft and easy option. Mostly we skate away from it. Sorry, it said, takes the lesser meaning. I regret you feel like that. But deep down, reconciliation is a confrontation with injustice, beginning by transforming violent conflict into non-violent confrontation. It is not cheap, it addresses perceived wrong, it seeks to restore, it knows that tit-for-tat justice just prolongs violence. It seeks a better future where all human life is valued. Elections are reconciled civil war. Borders are reconciled wars. Property is reconciled exploitation. Reconciliation means taking risks with virtues that we hold dear. The father in the story took a risk. He had been disrespected by his son, who then wasted his inheritance. What chance he would change? The father takes the risk. That's what good fathers, or as we would say now, good parents do, since our property laws changed in the 19th century. Good parents take the risk. And God, too, takes risks with his reputation by working with human beings who often do the wrong thing, again and again. In the Rembrandt, the father is careless of his reputation. He has run to his son. That would be like the Prime Minister running down Downing Street to meet Boris Johnson. Unheard of. He wants to get to his son, perhaps the analogy breaks down in this moment. Perhaps he wants to get to his son before the son risks being murdered for disrespect of his father, because that is the risk the son had taken. The father runs, and he welcomes without hesitation or inquiry. And Jesus in this story gives us that as a picture of God, a careless God. A God who is careless with his love and his reputation. A wise father and God might have taken their son on their son's terms. The younger son wants not to be a younger son, but a hired servant. He wants to earn his place back in the family. Perhaps he can earn forgiveness. But his father wants more. He is careless. He takes the risk. And we too are called to a wise carelessness with forgiveness. It means leaving doors of acceptance open to friendship with bad people. It means discussion with enemies. It means reaching out the hand of welcome across barriers. It means addressing wrong and finding a way forward which values each as a child of God. And we do all this while entirely realistic and aware of the human capacity for extreme evil in our own hearts. Maybe God is a poor judge of character. He does not protect his love and forgiveness, but gives it to any fool that one can see will fail. But nevertheless, in the story, the father lavishes wealth, respect, and the fattened calf on proven failure. The elder son sees this. He does not want reconciliation. The elder son has his principles. He is standing up for his father who's been wronged. He doesn't want his son spending even more of his wealth and the father's wealth being wasted. And the elder son says, no peace without justice. Punish sin, reward good. Do not create perverse incentives to squander your wealth. But the father replies, if there is no peace without justice, can there ever be peace? This does not allow the quick fix. God leaves me upset. There is work to be done. There is work to be done in our business life, in the council chamber, in the church, over our neighbour's fence and elsewhere. But nothing matters more than the good of one another, where each is valued as a person, where each has their part to play, where people matter about principle, where obligation trumps rights. And it is good to see examples of this in cross-party work in the Civic Centre. It is a costly route. It means loss and sacrifice. It is what happened to the Jesus I crucified. They will crucify you and me if we get it. But because this is what God is like, it is the way we must go. For the reward is a new society, a new heaven, and a new earth. Justice is at the heart of God. Justice must have a clear voice, but it must be a duet with grace if there's to be any hope of prodigals returning. There is work always to do. There is work to do in the story. We leave the story as the younger brother feasts and the elder brother sulks. There is work to be done. And we wonder, will warfare break out in the morning? Perhaps. The father would rather have warfare under his own roof than a son who was lost. During the period of community violence, the Troubles in Northern Ireland, groups of leading politicians were brought together by members and communities of the peace movement. And on one particular occasion, two well-known leaders from opposite sides met at Stormont, I believe it was, and they talked together, and they looked up at the government buildings. And one said, "What a lovely inheritance we share." And the other agreed. And in that moment, they each realised that the other loved the country as well, and the people. And for those two politicians, that was the key moment that led to the peace process and the Good Friday Agreement. They were enabled to look beyond to a better future that united them. God, in the story of Jesus, bids us look beyond the way of violence to God's triumph over death. Come on, he says, take the risk with me. It's worth it. There will be a new world in the morning. Resurrection follows Good Friday. Amen.
Dear Father, we thank you for all the hospitals and clinics who will help healing and care to those who are seriously ill or need specialist care. We especially pray for the staff and patients of Princess Alexandra Hospital. We thank you for them, for their skill, dedication and selfless service. May your blessing be with all who make up the different medical and other teams, all who serve on wards, in theatre, those who engage with the public, those who administer and all other staff, and the chaplaincy team. May each know that they, in whatever role they serve, are vital and valued in bringing healing and care to others. Give all skill, peace and strength as they serve and care together. Guide Princess Alexandra Hospital and the wider community in all the decisions as to its future development. May the love of God shine through each one. Amen.
Homeless, and for all who seek to provide help and support, especially today, streets to homes. For those sleeping on park benches, in tents, doorways, bus stations or elsewhere. For those who can only find shelter for the night but must wander by day. For those without a roof because they cannot afford to pay the rent. For those who have no relatives or friends who can take them in. For those who are afraid and without hope. Open our eyes to know that each is a valued and valuable member of our community. Someone from whom we may all receive, who has so much to offer each one of us. We thank you for the compassion and generosity of individuals and organisations. Give them wisdom and breathe your life-giving compassion through them. Especially we pray for Kerry Eastman and all the team at Streets, for the Night Shelter project for Harlow due to open next spring, and all who fund this and other provision, whether central or local government, charities or individuals. We praise you for their living, life-giving work and pray that you will help us all to provide shelter, security and hope to bring justice and peace to all. Amen.
Ask the Lord today for forgiveness for any wrongdoings that we may have done during our service to others. Whilst asking for forgiveness, we also ask of the Lord that He renews His blessing over Harlow, so that our local businesses, our local people, and the town can flourish and continuously strive to become the best it can be. I, like you, would love to see Harlow to be known for its positive stories. Harlow to me is not just a place of work and living, but an opportunity to make a difference in politics, education, business, and much more. So on behalf of Harlow, I ask the Lord today to bless this phenomenal town so we thrive to make a positive contribution to society, not only in the United Kingdom, but all around the world. Lord, please bless our town. Amen.
May all beings everywhere be happy, peaceful and free. Regarding peace is impossible. We all wish for world peace, but world peace never be achieved unless we first establish peace within our mind. If the mindset of people in the world become one that is kinder, friendlier, and more compassionate towards one another, peace and harmony will continue to result, and there will also be greater harmony and peace between humanity and the environment. This has to be our aspiration so that this town continues to be a great place to live and prosper. I believe to meet challenges of our times, human beings will have to develop greater sense of universal responsibility. We must learn to work not just for our own self, family, or nation, but for all mankind. Universal responsibility is the key human survival. It is the best foundation for world peace, equitable use of natural resources, and true concern for the generation, proper care and environment. Amen.
I'd like to share with you one of the greatest poems ever written. It is Psalm 23, the Psalm of David. God is my shepherd, I shall not want. In green fields God lets me lie, leading me by quiet streams, restoring my soul, guiding me in paths of truth, for such is God's name. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are beside me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. You spread a table before me in front of my enemies. You soothe my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy seek me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of God forever. And now I'd like to share with you the original, the Hebrew version too.
blessed by the offerings that have been given to you, because you deserve them and you do such a great job in this town. Now, as Martin said earlier, there are refreshments in the Civic Centre and the Gibbet Gallery, so everybody is so welcome to come back to share that with us. And I'd like now to ask Reverend Mountain Harris to do the final blessing, and then Daniel Bell will be performing the last song. Thank you.
And demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming to an end, is here and now, today. This is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine, when all I live for becomes mine. For all these years I faced the world alone, and now that the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. When I look back, I will always recall, moment for moment, this was the moment, the greatest moment of them all. The greatest moment.